So I got to see Predator's Badlands last night. And this would be a great movie if you just drop the word Predator and just call it Badlands. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to never miss a video. We have daily film content, including movie reviews, movie news, and so much more. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button to never miss a video. Okay, so like I said, I saw Predator's Badlands last night. I made a Athia reaction, talking about how I was torn about this film. I really liked it, but at the same time, something felt off. So I was going in really hyped for this film. I saw all the great reviews it was getting, a lot of early positivity, and I was really hyped, maybe a little too hyped for this movie. And I'm a huge fan of the Predator series, and going in, I was expecting a great Predator movie. Now, within the first 3 minutes of this movie, I was just like, what am I watching? Because it just didn't feel like a Predator movie. It had this really weird type of opening that just felt kind of meshed and didn't really work very well. That was the first few minutes, and then there's the scene in which that really takes off the film. That really kind of works, sorta, but still not 100%. I mean, I know I'm not alone in this one when I say this is not really a Predator movie. A lot of people I've seen, are saying that, this is a great movie. You can just forget about the Predator lore, or if you can forget what you're watching, in the sense that you're watching a Predator movie. Because, again, not going to spoil anything, but if you see the trailer, you kind of see how he befriends, I guess, the AI elephanting to kind of help him on his journey. And, the movie itself isn't bad. I just don't think it should be called Predator, because again, this movie works as a standalone film. If you just have a standalone film without being part of the franchise, it works on all levels. It has a very interesting opening. It has a good set of characters and a good storyline and something you really follow. The fight sequences are good. Everything kind of works up until the point on the surface level, but when you get down to the actual lore, it's not really a Predator movie. That's the one thing I'm hung on that, because even in the opening sequence it says the Yachia, or whatever the language they call the Predators, they have their own name. They hunt alone, they have no friends, and it's a third thing it says, kind of saying who they are as creatures. Now the film then goes to pretty much debunk all that, and the Predator becomes something else. So this film really does change the lore of the Predator. I'm old enough to remember back when Alien vs. Predator came out back in 2004, and everybody's biggest gripe was that the movie sucked. It didn't make sense because the alien, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Alien vs. Predator from 2002 or 2004, whatever it was. I think it was 2004. I think the second one came out in 2007. So if you haven't seen Alien vs. Predator from 2004, skip past this next part. The fact that the alien embedded in the Predator, and that could not happen. That's against the lore, and that's why the aliens and Predators are sworn enemies, because the alien can't inhabitate the Predator. If that is your biggest that was a huge thing, and that's why everybody hated Alien vs. Predator. Or most people hated it. It still got a sequel and did rather well at the box office, I believe. If that is your biggest gripe, is that the alien found a way to implant itself in the Predator, it does the whole face thing and spits out the stomach. If that's your biggest gripe on the lore, then how does this movie work at all? I don't understand it. I don't know if the fandom just kind of faded out or what. Because again, I feel like I'm still hung on that fact. Honestly, going into this movie, I was expecting a legit, great Predator movie, and we get a good movie, but it's not a Predator movie. And just we're gonna take a little pivot from this review, and we're gonna review this movie as not a Predator film, but just as a film called Badlands. Now, you have this opening, you have a character, you're opening the storyline, and the reasoning for this ultimate hunt really works. You have this really dynamic story with this really good character development, and the character arc throughout the film is it actually works. It's very entertaining. You have a lot of witty dialogue throughout the film, which, Predator's talking in this movie. So you have this really good witty dialogue throughout, and these really funny moments that really kind of balance in the tone of the film. And you have these really great characters that interact with one another, and this overall just really good storyline that it works. Like, it definitely works. The pacing's good. Even, I would say the opening works really well. The opening that I don't like too much works really well because it works for the story. It doesn't work as a Predator story. So that's kind of threw me off. And, through and through, I honestly, at the end of this movie, I was filled with joy. I actually really like this movie a lot. I just kind of like have that like inkling that it's just like it irks me because of the title. That's what I'm gonna say. The biggest issue I have with this film is its title, because if you take that away and you just market this as a movie called Badlands about a alien species that has to prove itself to its clan, and it needs to take on the biggest unkillable hunt to proclaim its honor, and this movie works on all cylinders. It fires on all cylinders. You have a great cast, great dialogue. The fight scenes are amazing. The graphics look good. The CG, the whole movie's pretty much CGI, but it works. So it's not that cheap. Like, I'm not going to say cheap, because no CGI is really cheap. But some films, it kind of takes you out because there's so much of it. This one, it really works as this just really fun action movie, with some really good comedic relief in that film throughout the film. So I would say it works on that level. So on all aspects, the film actually really works well. It just doesn't work as a Predator movie. So with that being said, if you go into this movie not thinking of a Predator movie, or better, if you've never seen any Predator movie, you're just like, oh, this looks interesting, let's go see it. If you've never seen a Predator movie, don't watch them. Just go see this movie, because you're going to enjoy the hell out of it, because it's a really good movie. It's just not a really good Predator movie. So with that being said, as a standalone film that's not connected to the Predator universe, I guess, or the actual lore of the Predator, I'm going to give this one a full price, because I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. Honestly, I might go see it again. That's going to sound contradicting, because I'm complaining how much I don't like it as a Predator movie. I actually really like this movie as a standalone film. So again, it's just bad marketing, really. I think they just kind of had a really great story concept and a really great film, and they just were like, well, how are we gonna bank on this? Oh, let's just name it Predator. Because a small grab again, if you take a still shot of the Predator from this movie, which we see in pretty much every trailer, and you put it next to a Predator of the original Predator movies, it looks like the G version of a Predator. It went from like hard R to like PG. Like, it doesn't even look like the look of the Predator just completely dulled down and pretty much childish, I guess. Okay, this is how we're gonna do it. This is like the Hobbit of the Lord of the Rings franchise. And yeah, not a huge Hobbit fan. I feel like the Hobbit definitely took away everything that was great about the Lord of the Rings. I'm just gonna say it. So yeah, this movie really works well as a standalone film, just not as a Predator film. So again, I'm going to say, give this film a full price. Go in not expecting a Predator movie, but just expecting a great action movie with some really great comedic relief throughout the film, and you're going to enjoy the hell out of this movie. Have you saw Predator Badlands? What are your thoughts? Comment below. Let me know.